Good morning.
Morning everyone.
Welcome back to the Finca.
Yes, it stopped raining.
Yes, thank goodness. Although it doesn't look very bright at the moment, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. We've had enough now. Those of you that don't know, we're Sharon and Andy. We're currently restoring our 150-year-old finca in the Murcia region of Spain.
Which basically is a Spanish farmhouse.
It is.
A stone farmhouse.
Yeah. And our current project is converting the old corral, which is where we are now, into our utility room. Lots of work to do, major project. Andy's at the moment rebuilding this wall. I'm on endless pointing duty. I'm going to carry on today in the downstairs loo. Yeah,
those who saw the last video saw I started building this up. What a job. It's so awkward, the sloping stones, it's a pain, but meticulously we're going to work through it and make it look perfect and beautiful. So
let's crack on.
Let's do it. Right, so assume the position. We've got a mix on. I'm going to carry on here, give it a good wet down. This stone's not in yet, it's ready to go in any minute. Big hole there, get in, wet down. We'll not go too far because it'll be dry by the time I get to it. Right, okay. So, first of all, you go in there in a minute. I want to get this little one in there. And then you'd also move the camera up a little bit. Now you can see the big olive lintel above me. I'm hoping to get there soon. Right. First one's in. Okay, I shall carry on. Okay, so I've filled that massive hole in. I'm going to stick this one on the front there, I reckon. Just going to knock, there's a couple of little sharp corners on it, I'm just going to tap off. It's so easy to work with sandstone. There we go. Ooh, getting the right way up. That'll do it. It'll go nicely in there. Excellent. Inch by inch, we're getting higher. We do it by hand a lot because we think that's how it was done originally. If you look at some of the rendering on the outside, you can see fingerprint, hand-like marks anywhere it's been smoothed out. We're not sure what tools were available to them when they built this 150 years ago, but it works well for us. Right, I shall carry on. Sometimes you've got to get a bit creative. And with that big sloping one I've got, well, I've actually literally just hammered the stone in place, which is now wedged. So now I've got a bit of a flat surface there at least. That noise you can hear in the background is Emilio strimming. He's got 14 hectares to take care of, and with all the rain we've had, it's getting the better of him.
Off again, back in the smallest room in the house. Not very exciting for you, but we can just show what we're doing really. It's drying out slowly, because I say we had so much rain. It's all different colours at the moment, but eventually it will all be the same colour. So panic ye not.
The lighting here is pretty bad today. Not a lot I can do about it, I'm afraid, but I hope you can see alright. So we're up to here ish. I've just cracked some bits of marble up. I'm really struggling to get pieces onto these sloping bits at all, so I'm trying to cut like wedges and other sloping bits and trying to slot them in. Yes, it's very frustrating at times and takes a long time, but we just keep plodding on, eh? See, that's a really good technique. I've just hammered another one in there. I could probably hang off that to take me up for that bit. Brilliant. Right, next mix coming up. Right, I thought I'd try and get a bit creative, show you a super close up. That one's not in yet and that one's not in, but I've just positioned them ready. Yeah, they're going to look pretty good, I think, as well. Just keep slowly building it up. The more you put in, the more solid it gets, and eventually we'll be at the top, which is just there. What a mess. Well, look at that, eh? Second mix gone. Lunchtime. I think we'll get this done up to the top today. I'm hoping so. It's getting a bit easier now. It's gone quicker than I thought. And I'm trying to alternate different stones. I've got a bit of granite, a bit of cracked granite, a bit of sandstone, and whatever. Trying to make them all a bit different, trying to make it all a bit interesting. But yeah, hopefully we get this done and then we can go to the other side. Right, okay, this is going to be my last mix of the day. But I think we're nearly there. Look at that. He will sit in there absolutely perfectly. So I'll give it a spray down and get him in. Hopefully we get this lot finished shortly. I'm going for all of it. Right, butter him up. Okay, and in we go. Make sure he's level. Oh yes, oh yes, perfect. Right, get him pointed in. Okay, so when I said it was my last mix of the day, I was wrong. I've run out and I've still got this bit here to do, and I can touch him round these as well. So I've got another one, and I'm determined I'm going to finish this today. It's been 3 days now, and I want it out of the way so we can move on to something different, give you a different view. So there we go, it's finished. Well, as far as I can get is finished anyway. I'll bring it further back, you can have a look from further back. How does that look? You can see how it's drying at the bottom now. Yes, really pleased with that. The mix was actually that sticky. I managed to stick some stones up there between the two lintels. So that saves the job for later as well. Should all point up nicely that when it goes off. Hopefully they won't fall down.
Well, it was quite a successful day. Don't really can make it out on camera. I'm about down to here. There. So still a few big holes to fill, but I should definitely box that off tomorrow. I've just been to give Donkey and Goatee a brush, and they absolutely loved it because they're both getting the summer coats now. They were looking very bedraggled, so that was nice as well. They're happy. He's been rolling again. He likes to roll in the straw. He's looking a bit scruffy. He looked lovely yesterday. So I'm going to give him another brush because he likes a bit of attention as well. Goatee's queuing behind me because he wants a go. I didn't know whether Goat would take to it very well, but he absolutely loved it too. So there you go, Goatee. Come around this way. Oh, sit nice, baby. Hey, sit nice.
Right, okay, so what's next? I'm so happy that's done. This piece of timber needs to come off. It's just foamed to the wall. It was done temporarily as a stop gap because we had a big gap down the side. If you just seen, I just filled it in. So when that's gone off properly, this can come off, and then we're going to face up here. And on the other side, it looks like this. Yeah. So. And again, there's a little piece of timber at the bottom there which you put in to stop Jessie escaping. So I'm probably going to knock all that off, and then we're going to stone that up as well. And you can see the door from that offending flue. Crikey. I did do a little sample bit, and it should clean up alright. Yeah, so I think in the morning, make a start on this. That's a big loose piece. I just left it in again to stop the cat climbing out through it. And see, have a look at this side. Give that side a chance to go off properly before I take that wood off, because there's foam and the new mortar has stuck to some of the foam, so we don't want to disturb it. But yeah, so yes, something a bit different. It's a beautiful Friday morning. The sun is shining, spring is here. Hopefully it's going to stay now. They keep saying this. Right, I'm going to look at this side of the door today. I've got this piece here that filled up this gap so Jessie couldn't get out. You can see that, maybe you can't. Firewood. Right, so I'm going to have a look at this. I'm probably going to knock all this stuff off the inside first and see where it lies, see what we've got to work with. I want to try and get this hole filled up obviously today. We can always wedge something temporarily I suppose to keep Jessie in. Right, let's get on with it. Now you can see the humongous gap at the bottom. This is loose. I'm going to try and knock that out without damaging my door. And this is like the back door, if you saw that video. When the door's shut, they used to put a piece of wood in there to lock it. I need to get that out as well. I might have to split that out. This at the top, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might just leave this. I'm going to start on the outside and knock it off between the frame and see what happens with it. Obviously my door's fixed in there with this, so we'll get this out first and then see if we can get that piece of wood out. We'll try a bit of judicious tapping first. Might work on the other side. Here we go. Excellent. Right, I've managed to get out more firewood. This piece has been a bit more awkward. I'm going to hit it. There we go. More firewood. Brilliant, that wasn't as bad as I thought. Right, I'm gonna get big shifter on these, I think. I only need to take it back enough to get a thin stones all the way up so we can face it off. The bottom's a different story. Right, cool. Weightlifting again. It weighs a blooming ton, this thing does. Okay, let's see what we can do. Yeah, by the look of that, we don't need to take too much off. It's pretty solid. So I'll just take it back enough so I can get a nice facing stones in it. On we go. Well, that wasn't too bad at all. Look at that now. As long as I can get a face stone on there. Excellent. It's absolutely solid this, so I'm just going to leave it. There's no point taking it off if there's no need to. I just need to cut this foam back, and I'll just trim off with a Stanley knife and clear up the mess. Which fortunately, for once, there's not too much. So here we go. There's the first stone. I've just had to crack him off another one. It's so difficult to find. Once I get a bit higher up, it'll get a bit easier. But the bit I cracked off it, and if you can see him, it's a bit dim again. A nice flat, that'll do perfectly to go on the front out there in a bit. So, I'll see if I can find a few more, make a few more to come up, further up, and then we'll get a mix on. Right, so I've got a couple loosely in at the bottom. The problem is I need to make them look good on this side and on the inside as well. So I'll knock a mix up and get these in and take it steadily from there. Right, so we're off. We've got the 5 or 6 in, run out of mix. But yeah, the difficulty, as I just said, is matching up the inside and the outside and getting them in exactly the right place. But that'll do for now. It's a good start. So as we get up, it should get a little bit easier, maybe. And that's the inside so far. Yeah. I'm not sure how I'm going to match up to the old plaster yet. Whether to just blend it in from both sides or to put a little stone or so in. Don't know, but we'll work it out as we go. Right, okay, so we're about a third of the way up, maybe a little bit more. I've run out of mix, it's too late to do another one, so I'll have to point it all up tomorrow. I just got in what I could to fill the holes. The inside, same, it's coming along, it's actually working out. It's not easy, it takes forever, but you know this anyway. So, oops, I just knocked that one, don't do that, silly. We'll call it a wrap there for today, but we'll be back in the morning in about 2 seconds. Right, it's another beautiful day. Emilio's still strimming, he's on day 422. Still got another 13 hectares to do. I've spent the last couple of hours cracking, breaking up stones. Got some lovely pieces. A mixture of marble and sandstone. I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. So we'll crack on, get a mix on and keep going. I'm starting off today with a fairly dry mix because I want to point up around these stones that I put in yesterday where I ran out of stuff. Then I'll wet it down a bit, turn it into a super sticky mix to stick them to the wall, depending on how much I've got left, that is, of course. We're a bit low on sand today, bit of a miscalculation, and the builder's merchants is shut on a Saturday and a Sunday, so we'll see what we can get done. So a couple of problems along the way. These bolts that I put in to hold my frame in place, they're sticking out a little bit too far. I've just nicked one off here, so I'm just going to nick it off with the angle grinder. Hey, they're good fun. There we go, we'll carry on. And the bottom half is well, sort of done, nearly half. Run out of mix, it's all pointed up though, inside and outside, so I'll go and do another mix and carry on as usual.
Well, as Andy said earlier, we're low on sand. The builder's merchant are closed on a Saturday, so I can't do any pointing. That's a shame, isn't it? But after all that rain we've had, this is the state that the beds are in. I need to get my courgettes planted out. They were in the ground this time last year, but before I can do that, this has all got to be weeded. To the right of me you can see the onions as well, all the weeds around that bed. So I think that's going to be my job for today, get this all weeded, cleaned up, and then plant the courgettes. And I know two very happy animals that will be glad to eat them for us and recycle them. So I'll crack on with that.
On the inside we've nearly closed the gap. Not much left now, but yeah, this is going to be lime washed up to the stone edge, like a live edge as it were. We think we've got a bit of a solution for it there. So you can, it's just a little bit higher than what you can see, only a bit though. So yeah, I should get that closed off in the next mix. I might have enough for one more mix and then I'm struggling. Well, we've run out of sand. We've got plenty of lime left but not much sand, so I'm going to have to get some more on Monday. But I've shut the shutter so you can see, so it's not got this big bright glaring light behind me. This side is now closed up, there's no daylight coming through, which is kind of where I wanted to get to. I'm not quite as high up on the outside, about here, but I say I can't do any more because I've run out of stuff. I've brushed this side down now so you can see it's looking alright, it's drying off nicely. I'm going to take that piece of wood off now, I think. In a minute we're going to see how Sharon's getting on in the garden. But I'm going to take that piece of timber off on the outside because this should be dry enough now. So let's have a look what we've got behind there.
Well, it's a slow process. I've been at it about an hour already and I've just done this small section here. I'm having to dig it out because I don't want to just pull them up and risk breaking the roots because they'll just come back, they'll be back again in a month. Got my shorts on because the sun was out, and as soon as I put my shorts on the sun's gone in, so that's typical. First time this year I've managed to get my shorts on. But yeah, cracking on slowly. As I say, thank goodness the ground is so soft after the rain because it's making it a bit easier, but still slow going. Never mind, we'll get there.
That's where we're up to on the outside. I don't know how much you can make out. It's half sun, half shade at the moment. It's just coming round. But the other side. See if we can get this off and what's behind it. Here it comes. Ooh. Crikey, down does it. Hey, there we go. And all my new stuff is still intact. Fantastic. Oh, excellent. Right, I'll get this foam cleaned off it and God, what a mess. Now I'll be able to see a bit easier from this angle because that is just absolute. I told you that foam was good stuff. Most of it pulled the mortar off with it rather than left it in. But yeah, there's a lot of loose, dusty stuff in here. The foam's actually done quite a good job of cleaning it up for me. So fantastic. So I think next I need to find another load of flat stones, get on that, and then when we get some sand on Monday, I can get on with this side and the bottom. I really want to get it done because I really want to start making that gate and opening up that gate through into the courtyard from the other side so we can get our patio done. But it'll take as long as it takes, I'm afraid. This might be a better shot of the outside now. The sun's actually dipped in a little bit. That's where we're up to. And the rest is just a mess. But yeah, we're very, very happy. Absolutely beautiful, we think. Stunning, stunning stonework.
Well, I've done the bed. I've still got the rest of the perimeter to clear, but that can be done later. The main thing is now I can get my courgettes planted, and we're going to try some berenjena, which is aubergine. We've never tried them before, so we'll see. So I'm going to get those in here now, then cover them over, obviously water them in, cover them over with some netting so that the cats don't walk all over them and start digging, using it as a litter tray, which they tend to do. But I just wanted to share this with you. Cleared all the weeds and I discovered a pea in the middle of the bed. Now we haven't planted peas in this bed since 2020. So we got the house in 2019, we started to grow some vegetables that winter, and we put some peas in the spring of 2020, and it's obviously self-seeded and just popped up. So how incredibly, I'm going to leave it. He probably won't survive because I've dug all around him to get the weeds out, but you never know. The fact that he's there after all this time, he must be strong. So we'll see. And whilst we're in the garden, we've not done an update for a while. These are our asparagus. Remember, Andy planted 75 seeds, thinking that half of them wouldn't come up, and they all did. And technically speaking, we should have dug up the crowns at the end of the season. and then replanted them 3 months later. We couldn't see the point in that. We don't do things by the book, you may have noticed. So we left them in the ground, just cut them right back to ground level and put a load of straw on the top to keep them warm so that they survive the frost. And they are incredible. Some of them are so tall that they've fallen over because we've had a lot of wind. But yeah, absolutely fabulous. Obviously we won't get a crop this year, but we're so pleased with them. And behind you can see those beautiful flowers. Again, we did mention on a previous video, we picked some random sprigs, if that's the word, from our neighbour's land. They'd got this growing all over and they just used to cut it back every year because it does grow. And we thought it was beautiful, and we thought these ugly mounds here that we've got as a result of digging out for the septic tank needed something pretty to disguise them. So we planted this again a couple of years ago now, and it has just spread incredibly well, and these beautiful flowers. So yeah, really pleased. Well folks, the end of another video.
Don't worry, we'll be back.
I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been great for me to get back into the garden after weeks and weeks of neglect due to the poor weather conditions. And I'm so pleased with the stonework around this door.
It's beautiful, isn't it? We're pleased with it, yeah.
Yeah, Andy's done a great job, and it's been so drafty over winter, you can imagine. So
at least it'll keep the hot air out in the summer now.
Yes.
We've got just this top corner to do, the outside down this side you've seen, the rest of this, and above the top here where that big tree trunk is that you can see from the outside, but you won't be able to see it from the inside because it's just going to be stone. So yeah, happy days. We're so pleased with it, aren't we?
Yes.
So pleased with it. So we're getting there. And so, hopefully in the next video we'll get it all done. Then we can get on in the courtyard, making that gate and knocking the wall down.
Fantastic.
Can't wait. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks to all the subscribers. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We've had loads.
Yes, thank you.
If you do want to follow our progress, consider subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. And yeah, if you click the little bell, select all, YouTube will notify you every time we upload a video, which is currently Thursdays
and Sundays.
And we'll see you on Thursday.